Welcome back to Nola Reviews. This is your boy Kels, and today got a nice packed show for you. We're gonna go over Ozark, the Netflix hit show that I've been enjoying so far for three seasons so far. This show has been popping. This show has been real intelligent, real good. It's kind of Breaking Bad-esque. It really remind me of Breaking Bad. So we're gonna talk about Ozark and also the kids movie, Trolls World Tour. Trolls World Tour, which I just watched that movie with my kids, with my family this past weekend. So we're gonna discuss those two titles. All right, Ozark World Tour, Ozark and Trolls World Tour, kind of mashing them together there. But anyway, look. Let's start off with the Netflix hit show Ozark. And that show stars Jason Bateman. Now, Jason Bateman plays Marty Bird, who's this money launderer, basically. He launders money for the cartel. So, if you've been keeping up with the show, season 1, basically his partners in business where he works at, his co-workers and one of his best friends was stealing money from the cartel, working for the cartel and stealing their money, basically. Telling them he could do things and just stealing their money under the table, basically. Cartel finds out, and this guy named Dale, who's, the operating the cartel, when you watch season 1, you think Dale is like in charge of the cartel, but he's basically in charge of all the henchmen, basically. So Dale comes and with the cartel, the Mexican cartel, and decides, okay, you've been stealing our money, we're gonna kill you. So they basically just take out everybody in the office. Oh, side note, season 1, there's this old man. I wasn't sure if he was some kind of therapist, because it's been a couple of years since I watched the season 1 premiere of Ozark. So he was just an old man that Marty's wife, Wendy Bird, of course, who's played by the lovely Laura Lindley. She's basically sleeping with the old man, basically. So basically what happens is the cartel shows up because their money is being stolen. And one thing should tell you, common sense should tell you, do not steal money from the cartel, people. Yeah, it's going to end badly. And it does. Basically, the cartel comes at Marty's workplace, kill all his co-workers, including his best friend. Marty's about to be killed, but he offers this plan of cleaning money for the cartel to keep him alive. So the cartel agrees, surprisingly, because they know Marty's good at his job. I'm pretty sure they've been scoping the place, looking into the office, and seeing exactly how their money has been stolen, basically, or been getting stolen. So they know Marty's good at his job. Marty decides to go ahead and launder for the cartel to keep himself and his family safe, because everybody else, including the old guy that Wendy was sleeping with, is dead. So that kicks off season 1. Now, this is a season 3 review, so I will skip from season 1, from season 2, and up to date on season 3, which I'm supposed to be doing. So if you want to go back and check out the beginning of the show, do that. Go back to season 1, watch it from the beginning. Show 1, pilot, season 1. All right? This is just me filling out the details for you to kind of get you caught up to season 3. So it's season 3. Marty and Wendy still have their marital problems big time in this season, and I hate Wendy even more. And again, spoiler alerts. This is a official spoiler alert for Ozark season 3. All right, if you haven't watched the season, as I said, go back to season 1 and get started. You should watch it. It's a show popping. But anyway, yeah, Wendy makes me hate her even more watching this season, because, oh man, we're going to get into that soon. Let me finish going over the cast. So you got Root. Root is this Ozark country little girl. She's she's in her early 20s, I guess, but Root was a criminal before the bird showed up to Ozark. You know, just kind of doing her little scams, I guess, drugs, whatever else. Working working in the strip club, head, whatever you want to call it, consigliere of the strip club, just controlling shit in the strip club for Marty Bird, who buys a bar, a strip club, and all those other kind of businesses to launder money for the cartel, right? So, Root is big time in the show, played by a very beautiful girl, Julia Garner. She's pretty good. She sells Root. She's big time. Her acting ability is big time. She's great in the show. Of course, you know Jason Bateman is the star of the show, and man, Jason Bateman is just the man. He's the man on the show. Also, I just want to go over some notables. You got Darlene Snell. She's basically the Ozark. I want to call her. She's not quite a mob boss because they're basically redneck mob people that run that little stretch of Ozark. You know, her and her husband, but she killed her husband, so it's just her, Darlene Snell, and she's a fucking crazy psychopath. Basically, she's played by Lisa Emery, who's a fine lady. Also, a big one is Chadwick Bacteria, who plays Helen, the attorney for the cartel. And if there was ever a big time cliffhanger involving that lady, there's definitely one this season. I did warn you about the spoiler alert, so don't reach out to me on spoilers because I told you about it. And also the big time guy that shows up, and then I'm going to talk about him a little bit more. Tom Pettery. And I probably butchered his last name. But anyway, he plays Ben. He plays Ben Bird, Wendy's, well, his name last name probably not Bird. But anyway, he plays Ben. And he's Wendy's brother. Her little mentally ill brother. And he does a great job. Mr. Tom Pettery, he did a great, amazing job. He's a phenomenal actor in this show. I mean, I don't even know him in anything else. I've only seen him on Ozark season 3. And he kills it. His performance is just amazing. He plays this mentally ill patient that, you know, if he keeps up with his meds, he's cool. But the moment he gets off his meds, he has these episodes of violence and just basically just pass out and go fucking crazy, basically. And that definitely happens this season. It's basically a big, huge ass fucking problem. But anyway, season 3 is marked with Marty and Wendy still trying to survive the cartel. Marty's looking more towards running. You know, Marty thing is, okay, I want to get my family out of this life. I want to get them away from the cartel. I don't know exactly how, but we might survive if we're going to run. Wendy doesn't want to do that. She still want to raise her kids. She still want to stay grounded, in a one direction. But her actions and her thing is to evolve and invest in the cartel. And I couldn't understand Wendy at all. I could not grasp her way of thinking because I kept thinking to myself, why would you want to dig a deeper hole into the cartel? Like, who wants to work for the cartel for the rest of their life? This shit is... Wendy, man, she kind of drove the hell out of me in this show on this season. And she, like I said, season 1, she was cheating on her husband. So, of course, that was one strike against her. Season 2, she was just kind of ignored as fuck and wound up killing Ruth's dad, he was a scumbag anyway, but she wound up putting a hit out on him and killing her. And this season, Wendy is just investing in a cartel. She's talking to the head of the cartel, Navarro, and she's like all in this shit, and it's like Marty is just looking like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you just signing our family's death warrants. You are just keeping us in this, and not only are you keeping us in this situation, you investing into it. It's fucking crazy, and I got it. I understood. I was like, that shit is crazy. And because of that, Wendy and Marty basically has these marital problems that they've been having since season 1. But they worked through the whole cheating thing with Wendy. Season 2, they continued their marital problems, but worked through. Season 3, still marital problems. But this time, at least they're seeing a marriage counselor, who's this old lady. She was pretty good too in the show. The old counselor lady, the old psychiatrist, I should say, who was taking money from Marty on the side to help him and like get the edge in this psycho battle he was playing with Wendy. This matter over the minds, if you may say. So Marty's paying off the therapist to basically agree with him in couples counseling, marriage counseling. And, that was wrong of him. Marty's not the moral correct guy on the show. So, it's not like I'm taking his side. But Wendy is just a whole nother form of crazy. Because Wendy, not only, like I said, Wendy's trying to invest into the cartel, talking to the fucking cartel boss, Navarro. But she also gets wind of Marty and what he's doing, paying the therapist on the side. She started paying the therapist too, on the side. Like, both of these motherfuckers trying to just control each other instead of just working together to see how they could get up out of the situation. So, basically what happens is Marty and Wendy both, without each other knowing, start paying the therapist. Which is this older lady, look like she's probably in her late 60s, early 70s. And this older therapist lady, psychologist, she goes out and buy like this fucking, I don't even know what kind. I think it's like a Corvette. It's like a brand new fucking car. It's like they refer to it on the show as a transformer. It's like a transformer because the car is just, it's immaculate. And you see this older lady, 70-year-old lady driving this car, and it's like she could barely drive it because she's stopping and going. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? So of course that drags in the cartel attention, and the cartel kills her. Thanks to Helen. Because Helen is the attorney for the cartel, and she's basically running shit in Ozark. In the Ozarks, watching over Marty Bird, his wife, and she got her little thing on. And now we enter Ben. That's where Ben comes in. Because Ben is Wendy's little brother. And he's crazy as shit. But when he's on his meds, he's tolerable. Just ask Jonah. Jonah Bird is the youngest of the two kids. The Bird kids. You have Charlotte and you have Jonah. Played respectfully by Sophie Hosslitz and Skylar Gardner. And both, other Bird kids do a good job on the show. As acting as that is. But anyway, Jonah and Ben get close because, Jonah need that little head figure in his life. That's aside from his dad. Like, Marty is in his son's life, but Jonah's always looked for that little outside male influence. And this season was Ben. Ben became that outside, that male influence. So, even though it's, he's technically his uncle, but, they have that relationship. They have a really good relationship. And Ben falls head over heels in love with Root. And this is where the show just starts to unravel because, Ben starts to unravel on the show because he wants to have sex with Root. Obviously, he's in love with her. Root wants to have sex with him, and he can't sustain it because of the medication. And you remember the detail I told you about Ben being